Who's the guy who's really good, who died tragically, who was in...
Philip Seymour Hoffman?
Yeah.
You think that actor reminds you of Philip Seymour Hoffman? Wait, you mean the lead actor?
The lead actor, yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant his cousin.
No.
Oh my God.
The lead actor reminds me, like, he looks like just like a skinny Philip Seymour Hoffman. Like when I first saw that actor, I thought it was Philip Seymour Hoffman. But it's not like I was ever huge on Philip Seymour Hoffman. I'm sure somebody who knows him well would, you know.
No. That's not a bad comparison at all. I've done like 20 episodes of this podcast specifically, and I'm still trying to find like my real comfort zone with it, because it feels like academic. Like I have to be a professor up here with hella film knowledge, giving these like intense lectures, and like, but you not having watched any other Yorgos movies other than Kinds of Kindness, it's like that's actually perfect, because like, this isn't, I don't want to be academic here. I don't want to like, we're not film history professors. Yeah. We're human beings talking about a story. Yeah. So we get to focus on the storytelling only, and then like aesthetics. Like, of course, we'll have to talk about aesthetics too.
Can we say that we're sponsored by Stobel? Or not?
I have no sponsors, so sure, I guess.
Can I just say this is, let's take a break to thank our sponsor, Stobel.
Okay, it is Monday, December 22nd, 1:55 p.m. We are in downtown Chico. Joining me today is the founder of the Butte Film Festival, a.k.a. Buff with two Fs. Yep. I guess every Buff has two Fs.
Not all the Buffs. Sure, there are some with only one.
Buffalo Bills. That's another podcast. Curtis Bill. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
Thanks for coming in and talking about Bugonia.
I'm excited to talk about Bugonia. I had a Bugonia plant on my desk.
I forgot about Bugonia plants.
That's the only Bugonia I was aware of, because I had just bought a Bugonia plant at Butte College, and I don't know the right way to take care of it, but I was taking care of it the wrong way, and it died. And I just threw it out a couple days ago. I mean, I'm sure some like crazy plant lady could come in and fix it, but it was pretty far gone.
Have you had a bad luck with plants?
No. I'm actually very good with plants. Like the Blotter house in Chico, I've been living at my mom's house. Plants there, immaculately taken care of. None of them have died. I have a fucking Monstera. Do you know what Monsteras look like? This would be a good thing to put
Graphic design and plants, two things I don't know much about.
Gotcha.
So far, we've learned.
Just ask ChatGPT. If you don't know how
I
to
don't
take
use
care of
ChatGPT.
What do you use? Gemini?
Nothing. Google. So whatever Google uses, what do they use? I just use Google search.
Wait, you use AI
to make reels and graphics.
But you don't use it to ask questions?
No.
What?
That's the writer brain in me. Or like the research, like I'm finding it through. I mean, the fact that a search engine is like outdated is hilarious, first of all.
Well, but whenever you're asking Google, you're asking.
Right.
It's the same computational power as asking ChatGPT, because they automatically answer it with AI.
Sure. Which is a more recent integration over the last 5 years. But effectively, you're right. A Google search was just AI. It's always been AI. I think the term AI, like artificial intelligence existed for 25 years.
It's not even artificial intelligence.
Right.
It's like a large language learning model. We just like to call it AI.
Okay, so I'm going to try. My job is to keep this podcast on track with the film, which, look, as long as you have time, I have time. Yeah. You know, I've done a movie podcast that was 3 hours before. I'd like to get it to 90 minutes. I don't know if that's going to happen. Okay. And we're still kind of in the intro.
Let's just, if it's okay for us to kind of veer on and off the track. Okay. That's kind of how I like to.
We can. I'm just, for a movie podcast, it could end up making it 5 hours if we cover everything. So, you know, I'll try to be a little.
Okay.
You know,
I'll try to stay. We'll do great. I'll try to stay on track.
It's my job too to do that. Just I'm not being mean if I try to redirect.
And are you aware of the other kind of Bugonia? What the movie is in reference to?
Yes. Do you want to describe that?
I had to Google it. Something about bees.
Okay,
maybe you could go into more detail.
It's a Greek myth about bees emerging from a cow.
Yeah.
And it was a myth. It's not a real phenomenon, but it has to do with the miracle of life basically emerging from
the death,
disease, death, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So that's great. The film opens on the bee and the flower, and those things are symbolic of the true, like, kind of entryway to life as we know it on Earth, right? Einstein has the famous quote, like, if the bees go, then everything goes, right? I'm paraphrasing. He didn't say it exactly like that.
Something like that, yeah. He was a smart guy.
So, but this is a great topic. Are you... colony collapse disorder, they talk about a lot, and it has to do with, like, you know, pollutants, pesticide stuff, which we'll get all into.
Yeah.
Was that a topic that you have followed ever before watching this movie?
I was only loosely aware of it.
Really?
And I thought it was hilarious in the scene. Is it okay to jump around slightly?
Of course.
In the scene where where he's sitting down and he's like, colony collapse disorder, and she's like, we've been making progress. The colonies have been coming back. I stopped and I Googled it, and she was right. Like, the bees have been making a comeback. Like, we had an existential threat. We were like, oh, fuck. And we made decisions, and it's getting better. Right. Anyway.
No. And, yeah, you can... we will get to everything, I promise. So don't worry. But, yes, note whatever you want to, and we'll circle back to it eventually. I mean, I guess since you mentioned it now, that whole concept of, like, the powerful CEO and their narrative... and the gaslighting, maybe. That's okay.
We don't hold for sound or anything like that?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
These mics are pretty good with background sound.
Gotcha.
Like, you know, using science, maybe even manipulating scientific research to their narrative. And, of course, we kind of associate this with politicians. It's just like fitting a narrative, kind of gaslighting people. And I have the money and the power and the influence and the platforms to do whatever the fuck I want, really. And so... if you want to respond to that, if you want to combat that, rebuke that, say that I'm full of shit, now I can just call you, you know, crazy. I can call you a conspiracy theorist. Like, that's a huge part of this story. And so we'll talk about that in a lot of different ways, I think, because it's so important.
Interesting.
And it's so true.
Yeah.
And it's what a lot of us in this online world of connectivity are battling with. It's like this, everyone, you know, no one trusts powerful people, but with good reason, right? And reckoning with that. And some things are going to be true, some things aren't, and reckoning with that. So
that's true. Yeah. It's a scary transitional period we're in. The internet is a machine that destroys trust. And our society, in large part, has worked because we have trust, not in individual powerful people, but in institutions. We trust universities. We trust the government.
Right.
We trust the news to some extent.
Religion.
And the internet has now created a system where it erodes trust in all the institutions that we need to have trust in. We need to trust our scientists to some extent. We need to trust our professors to some extent. And we need to have at least some level of trust in the government. And the internet has done a really good job of eroding that. Right. And that's kind of scary.
Yeah, and the difficulty with that is that some of it is true. Like some of you do the nefarious ways of powerful people is a real thing. And part of it is to be kept secretive.
Well, but what's so dangerous is that it is partly true, but then because sometimes the conspiracy theorists are true, then the people like Alex Jones, and we've all met tons of people like this, then think that it's all rigged and that it's all a big conspiracy and that everything is planned, and that is not true. Like
100%. Right.
I believe still mostly you can trust the government, you can trust institutions, you can trust. Just because sometimes conspiracies are proven to be true doesn't mean that the whole fucking thing is a conspiracy. You know,
it's very. I agree with you 100%. It's a kind of a. Yeah, it's something that needs to be said over and over. And, you know, we get in these problems of, like, non-specifics with these conversations that we have. It's hard to get specific on these things. So we use words like mostly or, you know, these kind of vague things. And then instantly your head goes, well, what percentage of it can you show? Like, you get into these numbers of percentages and blah, blah. It's all this vague kind of vague stats. When, you know, you mentioned science and academia, professors, like that's my institutional world where I'm like, look, these are genuinely the smartest people here, but with evidence of it, not just like, you know, and the majority of people still look at religion as that, like, this is my truth, this is my thing that I trust in terms of answers to the world, the truth.
I was just talking to somebody the other day. Sorry, we're veering way off.
No, please.
Well, okay.
Don't
it
ever
might
say
feel
sorry.
like we're veering.
Sorry once this whole time.
Okay. It might feel like we're veering off topic, but I feel like everything we're talking about is exactly what the film is covering.
No, and this is okay. Well, and I'm leaving all this in. Because we're still kind of new to or you haven't done a ton of podcasts yet, have you?
I've done like 4 or 5 podcasts.
Okay. There is a way to learn how to do it the way you want to do it, 100%. So we can hash all this stuff out as we go, because I'll keep things on track. You definitely veer the fuck way over here at all times. Okay.
I just had something good, but no, I won't.
Sorry. The buzzing at the beginning of the film, we have the bees, like I said, buzzing, vibration, speed and power, these kind of fundamental things about the universe. It made me think of, and how love of vibration. It all starts with something magnificent. A flower is just a flower, then a honeybee. I just think it's cool that a flower is like the starting point of all things. Sweet. It's beautiful. Oh shit, now I gotta read my notes. Okay, 1/3 of our food polluted this or pollinated through this. I don't know much about that. Did you? No. Do you know about the science of this? We'll skip past that. CCD is mentioned, the colony collapse disorder. What happens, how he describes it, the main character here. Workers desert the queen till she's all alone with her young. So I'm assuming that's true science. The colony collapse disorders are... I trust a lot of what is said in this movie that's scientific as well researched and correct. Because Yorgos is like that.
Well, maybe, mostly, I'm sure.
We'll
I feel like there's a lot of things that like Yorgos probably has a good understanding of, but then somebody who's actually an expert on colony collapse disorder would come in and be like, maybe this isn't 100% accurate, you know?
So 1/3 of the food pollinated through bees and flowers. I don't know how any of that works.
Honey, I know that comes from bees. I'm pretty sure.
It does.
Most of the time.
It does. There is something interesting about, like, if bees and flowers are like kind of the beginning of it all in a sense, in some way. Like, and then you look at honey and how it's like can't go bad. It's like the most pure food ever. Like, it made me think of that. It's like this ancient, it's like the primordial ooze, right?
And it's really
food.
sweet too.
Yeah. This is what happens when you get to fucking write things down.
Can we talk about what's all on our minds with this movie?
Yes.
B-movie. I think B-movie tried to do this with Seinfeld 15 years ago.
Have you seen that movie?
No, I'm just fucking
around. So pesticides are mentioned, habitat loss, world government, agro, corporate, bioengineered, manipulating food supply. So these are like the practical theories brought up by our main character as to why colony collapse disorder is happening. And I bring that up because, you know, this movie segues from like, these are our practical answers that we know, our scientific answers. And the movie hits you with the, actually, this is the truth, this is reality later. So I like to kind of point out like that these are the traditional practical reasons for X, Y, and Z. And like the CEO does that as well with like after she gets after she wakes up in the basement. It's like, this is what's going to happen to you. Cops, blah, blah, blah. But then he says, our objective truth and reality means nothing to you, Andromeda. So I found it, our main character says. So he is a guy that is convinced that he stumbled upon some information that there are aliens on Earth that have come from the Andromeda galaxy, okay, which is our neighboring galaxy. and they are here killing us, basically. So he sees them as like they're just a straight enemy, alien, invasive species.
Right.
And he's found, it starts with like podcasts, where the proverbial rabbit hole that we go down. So he talks about how he was kind of introduced to this theory, but then he says, I'm the first one that like figured out how to spot them. So we get some of that at the beginning, like their physical attributes. So he's like a one of one in his mind. On like, I'm the first guy that's been able to spot them, and therefore it's like upon me now to do what I'm doing, do what we're going to describe that he does. And like, I'm the one who saves the world. So we get like that trope, like the one hero saving the world, right? Which is in like every story. It's in the Christopher Nolan's Odyssey that's going to come out, like same thing. So I like that part of it, using kind of like the old school hero trope. Do you ever feel like that?
Yeah.
Whoa, that was a quick answer.
Yeah, all the time. Yeah.
So
no, well, not to that extent.
But look, this is when we get to
I think there are lots of heroes, and I think that I'm one of them.
Yeah.
I think heroes are people who are living in alignment with their purpose and their greater value. That's all they are. And there's lots of them, and there's lots who aren't, and there are lots who go their whole life without even becoming aware of that. And I'm one of the people who lives in alignment with their purpose and their greater value.
Wow.
But I don't think that I'm special or the chosen one who's going to save the world. I think I want to help do what I can in my position to help,
Well, that's what's so brilliant about this movie. And again, this is all complete spoilers, just so we remember that. We're warning everybody ahead of time. So we're talking about the whole thing, front to back and back to front. Is that like, first time watching this movie, this is just an insane person who's kidnapped somebody, and they're 100% insane, right? We've seen that story a lot. Like the murderer who kidnaps the woman in their basement. Like that's a very common kind of American film story that we've seen. And we have zero reason to think otherwise. We might think like they want us to think that like there might be a truth to this, to her being an alien, but like end of the day,
you go in knowing it's Yorgos Lanthimos, and you're like,
that too.
They're probably going to be real aliens.
But part of that prototype of that character, that insane murderer, kidnapper, is the delusions of grandeur. They think that they have some higher purpose. So I agree with you in what you said about yourself and like, or about all people and finding their own kind of what they should be doing on Earth type of thing. How do you reckon with that, like bordering, and I'm not picking on you, obviously, like anybody, like bordering on like delusion?
Yeah, no, it's a spectrum. And I've been on the other end of that spectrum, too. Back when I had a bipolar diagnosis, Yeah.
These are things I think about. Is why I bring them up. But, I mean, that's one of the, like the beautiful intricacies of this story. Is it like, it's like, do you know the truth or are you insane? That question. That's also such an old story about humanity, I feel.
Yeah. I read a book about narcissism. Narcissism exists on a spectrum.
Right.
At the highest end of that spectrum is the people who we would say have narcissistic personality disorder, which consists of grandiose delusions about themselves, careless disregard for other people, using them as objects to fulfill whatever.
You're hurting others effectively.
Right. But it's not, also one note on narcissism, people don't know much about it when they talk about it. It's like they have an ex and they're like, oh, he's such a narcissist.
Right.
Whatever. They don't know what they're talking about. Then there's the other end of the spectrum, which is the opposite, which is it's the people who are like, don't look at me, don't celebrate my birthday, it makes me really uncomfortable, nobody pay me any attention, please leave me alone. And that is just as harmful for that person as the other end of the spectrum is for other people. And then there's a healthy medium, which is like you and me, where we're comfortable having the spotlight on us, and we enjoy having the spotlight on us, and but it's not like we live for that, and that's our sole purpose and drive and need. And
the spotlight isn't in itself the goal,
right? Yeah,
or the feeling of the light isn't the point of it.
Yeah, and I think when it comes to this, back to the the movie and the story, like I think when when it becomes this level of like insanity with your delusions of grandeur is when you take it to the effect of like, I'm not just a special person with a purpose. Like, I'm like the most important person with the most important purpose. You know,
right.
That's when it's a certain level of insanity, you know, that you reach. And, you know, yeah, if you're just somebody like you and me, we interact with a lot of people, we connect with a lot of people, and you learn really quickly that you're not the most important, most special.
Well, I've never had that thought.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. Dude, so what you made me just realize is that, we're talking about the delusions of grandeur of the kidnapper or murderer in the basement. Mm-hmm. The delusions of grandeur are with your CEO. Mm-hmm. Those are the delusions of grandeur that's what I'm always focused on, but most people aren't. Like, yeah, that's the delusion that I want to criticize and break down. Yeah, and we see, and she fulfills that in some great ways with dialogue in this movie, like the mindset of a CEO, how they talk themselves into getting what they want. The boardroom is no different than the basement in this case.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, but I feel like at like a billionaire CEO level, it's almost less of a delusion. Which makes
it almost worse. you get a little bit of validation that your delusion is correct.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I see what you're saying. When you have a nice resume, it's like,
yeah. What's funny is like I walked away from the movie. What I liked about the movie, and maybe everybody walks away with something completely differently, but I feel like it made me have more compassion and understanding for the corporations and the CEOs.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Wasn't expecting that take. Okay.
Yeah. Because I don't know about you, but I really empathized with, I don't remember anybody's names.
It's okay.
Emma Stone's character. Yeah. I really empathized with her.
The alien. Time. She's the alien.
Yeah. I really connected with her. And her character helped me have more compassion and understanding for corporations.
Wait. Even, did you watch this twice, of course, I assume? Just once?
Just once.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Was that the expectation?
No, just because like this is a movie, once you know the truth, you go back and watch it again, and now everything takes on a different context.
I've never done that before with any
movie. Okay. Well, let's talk about that real quick.
Okay.
It's like, The Sixth Sense is the best example of this, right?
Yeah.
You don't know that the kid's a ghost until the very end.
Yeah.
So now you go back and watch it, knowing that, and you're like, oh shit, every scene kind of takes on a new shape, potentially, if it's good writing. Mm-hmm. This is the ultimate that movie, knowing that she's an alien from the beginning. Yeah. So now every time she's saying I'm not an alien or whatever she says, it's all in the opposite context. Yeah. It's two different movies.
Yeah, right.
Or at least the part before the reveal.
I was kind of connecting dots backwards and like...
No, this is great.
Yeah. I'm sure there would be a lot of eye-openers. Like I remember he specifically always calls her an Andromedon, but she never says I'm not an Andromedon. She only says I'm not an alien. Yeah. Because if she had said I'm not an Andromedon, she was manipulating the situation.
Well, and we know that she's obviously saying anyone in that situation is going to say whatever they can in the world to try to get out of it. Yeah. But when when the lies and truths are totally flipped upside down, and you go back and watch it the second time, it's amazing. And this is part of the reason why this movie might end up being my favorite of the year, because like that level of storytelling, when you don't have to, but when you can go back now and it's an entirely different movie, that's fucking. Yeah. I mean, it's hard to reach that level. So yeah. But I'm glad you only watched it once, because it's a slightly different perspective on the whole thing. Yeah, I watched it 3 times at least. I got it.
3 times, okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I rarely watch a movie.
No, I know. I like that we're a little different. So ever since I started loving movies, probably mid-teens, like Academy level movies, I've always naturally watched movies 3, 4, 5 times. Just like, because they do, when you allow yourself to, or at least for me, when I allow myself to really kind of buy into it, which also is harder now with our phone distractions. Like, I use this movie as an opportunity to finally turn my phone off, which I haven't done in like a year. That's a whole other conversation. But yeah, dude, the second time you watch it, you understand what it really is, in my opinion. And the third time you watch it, like the nuanced time, or it's just easier to take notes on because you watch it twice. So.
Interesting. I think if I was going to like write a paper on a film or do a critical analysis, I'd watch it a couple times, which is, it sounds like.
That's my job, not yours. Yeah.
Kind of the idea.
Yeah. So there's the hair, the shaving of the head, This is how they are tracked, the aliens, through the hair. So the hair, like some type of antenna. Funny that it's not just like the brain and its hair. I think there's some subtle like jokes thrown in this movie that aren't so obvious. I thought that was silly that the hair is the antenna.
Yeah.
Jesse Plemons.
Like you think that was a joke, like some kind of a joke?
Well, it's just like it could be any. It's he wrote the story in his head. It could be anything.
That's true.
To make it something you can just shave off easily is kind of funny.
That is funny. To me, it makes me think of monks, because I spend a lot of time with. I go to a monastery frequently, and I spend several days there at a time. And as a monk, you're committed to the highest level of spiritual practice, and that involves shaving your head, and that's symbolically letting go of your identity. I
like that,
and I feel like there's probably some parallel or connection there.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
So this film was based off of a different movie, a Korean movie.
Oh, it was based off a movie.
It is probably loosely. So it's not and I didn't know that. That's the one thing I googled. It's a 2003 South Korean sci-fi black comedy called Save the Green Planet. So I didn't watch that, but same thing. A conspiracy theorist kidnaps a CEO that he believes is an alien. So.
And in that one, is it turned out that it's actually an alien?
Probably.
Okay.
I'm guessing. But maybe not.
I just want to say, I loved the ending once they get to the ship.
Skipping right to the ending.
I don't know. Sorry.
It's okay.
I don't know how he did that. It almost looks a little AI, but not really. Like, whatever, with the all the sounds that he put in there. And I don't know what he did, but it was very satisfying. I felt like I was watching an ASMR video or something.
I wrote down the kind of the art design and sound of the whole of the spaceship.
That was beautiful. I hate these, but it reminded me in a good way. Have you ever seen those like AI ASMR videos where it's like clicking keyboards made out of?
I mean, I don't like sit down and watch them, but I'm.
I don't enjoy those. My ex really liked those. It kind of reminded me of those, but in a good way.
Yeah.
In a good way.
I'm looking up the cat. Oh yeah, so Jesse Plemons is Teddy. That's right. Teddy and Donnie, by the way, those are the names of the characters.
Oh right.
Emma's name is Michelle, but that doesn't really even. She's alien.
Yeah, I don't think they ever even call her that.
Just for the record moving forward here.
I like Emma Stone. She's cool.
Few characters in this film, which is nice. I think because I really, as like an aspiring filmmaker, I think Yorgos is probably the guy out of all the great filmmakers. He's the one where I watch him like this is the kind of style I want to make movies in. And part of that is there aren't a ton of characters, which in one sense kind of makes it easier to write. But it can also make it denser and better because you're just focused on small group of people. Just want to point that out.
That's a piece of advice I give. I was just on another podcast talking about student film.
A little closer to that. If you could.
I was just on another podcast talking about student film, and that was one of the big pieces of advice I gave to student filmmakers. First, make your film short. Don't make your student film longer than 10 minutes, ever. And second, center it around 2-3 characters, 2-3 locations, max.
If you make it short.
It's very amateur-y, in my opinion, especially at the student level, to be like, oh, the character wakes up, his alarm clock goes off, and then he's in a cafe and he talks to this person, and then he's at his mom's house and he talks to this person, and then he goes to the store and he talks to it's like, think creatively.
I will say that even in thinking about making a film or starting it barely, you lose a lot of. It's hard to comprehend like how many actors are in a movie sometimes, even if it feels like there are 2. Yeah, there are really 30. Yeah, like it's a funny thing I noticed taking about. So, I'm always like impressed. Like every time I see a new actor on screen, even especially for like a student film, I'm like, I'm impressed. You got somebody.
Did you know who the cop was? That actor?
Oh yeah, Stuff.
He was a film podcaster. Is a film right?
Oh, he's a comedy dude.
But he's on a film podcast.
Not per se.
Wait a minute. I'm pretty sure
he has his own, his podcast. It's not like specifically about film.
Wait a minute.
Stavros, dude.
Wait a minute.
All right, you can look up
I want to Google this just to make sure because I don't want to. Yeah. Okay. I just didn't want to say. I didn't want this to not be the name. Cumtown.
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that a film podcast?
I don't think so.
They just talk about movies on occasion.
Yeah, it's a comedy podcast. Yeah.
See, I only watch YouTube clips of them, and the YouTube clips are always them talking about movies. So that's why I thought he was a film podcaster.
Yeah, he's a man. There's some really funny interviews with him after this where he's like, "How the fuck did I get in this movie? Yeah. I do not belong here." Like,
that's
being
an
humble.
interesting trend we're seeing now. Like influencers from other spheres are being cast. It makes sense, but it seems it's a little. To me, it's a little odd, like they're being given this role that could have been given to like an up and coming character actor, but was given to them because they have status as an influencer.
I mean, the film world's the Wild West. There are no rules. You know what I'm saying? Like it is tough. That's why it's such a hard ambition for actors. Because like end of the day, a director can fucking cast whoever the fuck they want. Like, Donnie, his co-actor, Plymouth's partner in this movie.
He was great.
Like, where did Yorgos find him?
Yeah.
I mean, he seemed to have some type of disability of some sort, to some degree.
Yeah.
So, but for him to like, I don't know what he has. I don't mean sound insensitive here, but what a great job by him. I'm so curious the behind the scenes of that. Did he have to do certain things like 100 times, or was he just nailing it? Like, how is he actually even disabled? Like, I don't know.
He was in high school.
What do you mean?
I think he had just graduated. He's really young.
Really?
Landed a breakout role while still in high school.
Damn. Just Yorgos, that's just another just little like kind of cherry on top of like, he's not the only great director to kind of cast non-actors in these unique roles that might have like some real kind of personality or even biological traits.
Interesting.
But great casting, dude.
Yeah, it sounds like his character is clearly neurodivergent, and it sounds like the actor is autistic.
Okay. Autistic. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm an idiot. Sorry, I don't know these things to the listener. Okay, so we're back to Teddy's talking about like signs and identifiers of the aliens here on Earth, and according to his theory, he circles back to the bees. They want to make us like bees, just kind of subservient workers. Worker bee is a common idiom, and I think there's always a reckoning with that world we're faced with here as human beings, particularly in America. This like concept of like work 40 to 60 hours a week for somebody else's company, like you're existentially like depressed as hell, like which it's part of American culture that's a big problem / issue that I think is reckoned with by the public more and more as we go on. I think it's a big part of the zeitgeist or conversation in a way that we need to evolve as society, kind of getting outside of that like feeling like a purposeless worker bee for someone else until we're 65 and that whole thing.
Yeah, just
that whole thing.
Well, what's funny is like you're describing that we spend the vast majority of our time working for somebody else, etc. Sucks, obviously, but like also that's like all of human history. Like that's what we have done. Like that's biblical. Like in the very beginning, it's like God punished them and said the people would have to work all the time. And that's, I think that what's different now is that we've created a culture where where we have the opportunity to get depressed and miserable about it, because ostensibly there are other options,
We also, 100%. We also have the opportunity to break out of it and become our own bosses and to become entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
Which, that's the part of the like American dream that is still an inherently good thing. And but the whole like kind of fighting against that, kind of soulless dredge of working a job is a good fight. It's the fight we should be having, so we can be autonomous and independent in our lives, do what we want, and be able to survive. But this is a huge thing that humanity is going through. I mean, this is social evolution, right? You talk about 2,000 years ago, 10,000 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, our job is also to evolve.
Yeah.
Individually and collectively.
I just think it's kind of funny that we're all super miserable about something that we don't have, that we've never had for all of human history. But we're miserable because now it seems like now more than ever we could have it, but we don't. You know,
it's a necessary topic to talk about.
Yeah.
It's not like too big of a topic to talk about. It's exactly what we should be talking about. And that kind of the disdain for like wanting more and wanting better is also what makes us human. And like it can be tough because you're not appreciating the good shit in front of you, especially relative to the past. But it's also so healthy because it's like having a higher standard for yourself, for all people. So these are all, I mean, thanks for having this conversation. I don't usually get to talk about this much because this is kind of usually the thoughts that come down from like focusing on politics, right?
Right.
You know, talking about political policy, like how can we help public versus, you know, who's in charge of that, blah, blah, blah. So, part of this movie in a way.
Is there any chance we could pause for a sec?
Yeah.
Because I'm like
Go to the bathroom.
so hungry. Could I just
you
run
want
to
your food?
like Naked Lounge and get a
Let's take a break.
fucking ham and cheese?
We're